Twitch. I am live and in-game. Oh, for the love of God.
What?
I jumped into the water to head to my base, and the first thing I see
Creeper.
is a drowned holding a trident, preparing to throw it at me.
Ah.
Hmm. Bruh, he's standing on my roof. Ow.
Sounds like he's asserting dominance over you. You can't let that slide. You gotta backhand him. You gotta slapbox him in front of the hose.
Okay, I need oh. I thought I was I thought I was almost done. I am not.
I'm sorry to hear that.
With like, I can't even say half of it. It's just like, it's I. Hmm, like this is a half of it, so that means that clearing all of that, it would be like maybe a third of it at most. Yeah, let's go with like maybe a third cleared. Hmm. You know, if nothing else, uh, using all of this smooth stone has reduced my cobblestone supply, which, considering I'm already at 3 barrels of it, I think is needed. How do you feel about making a triumphant return to Iceborne map?
Uh, I think I'm not gonna say never. That's what I'm trying to say.
But not anytime soon.
Not right now. That's all I can really, truly say.
That's fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I get it. I do get it. It's after Rise, Iceborne is just like, how could it ever compare? But
The movement alone.
yeah, but also, but like from my perspective, after I started losing a bit of interest in Rise, I started playing Generations Ultimate, which didn't even have the movement options of a world. So
That's true, but here's the thing though. A lot of people, from what I've gathered, the
mhm.
popular opinion with that game is it's kind of the best one for the older style of Monster Hunter.
Generations Ultimate or World.
Generations Ultimate. World was a whole new thing entirely.
Fair.
Like, best way to explain it is Rise is like a modified version of World. Think of it almost as World 1.5.
All the
And
cool
Wild
things
looks,
as in world, but made easier so that more people could get into it.
I'd say, better.
That too.
But, yeah.
They made it easier and they also made it better. Hello, Twitch. We're chatting about Monster Hunter while I'm digging, mostly.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Um, I definitely enjoyed World. It's just, I was so new to Monster Hunter back then. Like I didn't. Just for reference, like I didn't really invest in attack ups or anything. Like I just like was all about support, and when you guys left me behind because I just wasn't able to play as much or wasn't feeling up for playing, when that happened, I can't do anything. Like my build was built around supporting you guys so that you guys could do stuff better, and when you guys left, I was just out of luck. I could not compete. I could not. Uh, like I could struggle through, but uh, a, a hunt that would take you guys like 10 minutes would take me 40.
I apologize.
It's really not your fault. I know.
Regardless, I'm still sorry.
I was still playing it solo, even if I wasn't really playing it well. So you got me into the game. It's just, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing with Michael, but his insistence on on all the support builds he was sending me, uh, definitely didn't help in the long run. Because again, they're all about support builds, which yes, hunting horns is a support weapon, but uh, most of those builds didn't really do anything. Like, okay, what does the support build do when faced with a strong monster? Uh, Heals, buffs, defense ups. Uh, can you kill the monster? Eventually. Give me a few hours, but I can do it, totally.
In his defense, there's two things you gotta take. I would like to remind you of.
Hmm.
Number one, he was a fucking longsword.
Yeah, yeah. Def, like, trying out different weapons has definitely helped.
He was a meta longsword too.
Yeah.
And the second thing I want to bring up, you gotta understand, he was basically relying on you to live through vicariously as a hunting horn. He was seeing those damn Team Darkside videos and all the crazy shit they do.
Hey, I'm
And he
just
thought to himself, damn, if only I didn't hate this weapon. If only it was just Longsword could do all this. So
hey,
he started looking at you.
hey,
The
team.
same way he looked at me and would ask me how come I'm not using the chicken, the drumsticks of doom, aka the Diablos I think it was
It
Diablos.
was, but like Team Darks, I didn't really use the hunt. I, if I'm remembering correctly, I think they only have one They only had one video with the main focus of hunting a horn, and that was a guest appearance. Like they might have brought one in as a support to like buff them up before they slaughtered something, but
Exactly.
fair enough.
Think of it like this. If someone were to, I don't know, to decide to get into a particular game and they associate one thing and they only have like one thing that they associate a type of player with, that's kind of going to be what it is to a T. Like, case in point, I know this is more so from our actual experience and not from a video, but whenever we see, whenever we're playing Dark Souls and we get invaded, and we see someone with a Dragon Slayer Great Axe, do we think, oh, this person must have gotten that and wants to play with it? Or B, do we think, oh, they must really like that weapon? Or is it C?
Twink.
Great. Yep, exactly. I didn't even need to finish.
I mean, I was thinking it from when you just started, but yeah.
Exactly. The moment I say any weapon, it'll immediately give you a thought process.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong. Uh, uh, it's entirely possible for someone to just kind of like rush through the game and get it, but rush
It's
through the
usually
game,
Twink doing it.
yeah, rush through the game, get it, and then you're invading someone who's really low level with this really high power weapon. It doesn't look good on you.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah. Same thing with like getting that blood katana. Like, oh yeah, you could get it just to have fun with it, but then you're also just invading people. So
Exactly. Like, even though that weapon's technically, like, honest or whatever the fuck now, I still don't use it, even though I really wanted to.
I
Like,
used it, but yeah.
it just got that stigma.
hmm Like, I there are two reasons why I would use it. One, because because the boss annoyed me. Two, because uh, uh, two, because it is a cool weapon, and for a while I did switch my strength build to a dex build. And God, it was, I didn't mind it, but oh, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Plagued Crusader. I hope it goes amazing too. Thanks for the follow up. It's nice spreading positivity.
Back to what we were saying, though, like, the... Dude. Okay, I've actually forgot what I was gonna say.
We were talking about twinks and how the stigma attached to things like.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Excuse me. I felt dirty using the God Stitcher, that God Stitcher Great Rapier, or whatever the fuck it was called,
mm-hmm,
after I found out that it was apparently considered meta. But not meta. Meta as in, like, when it apparently was deemed a cheese weapon.
yeah. I get where
And
you're
it sucks
coming
because I like
from.
that. I don't let it, don't get me wrong, I don't let, like, other people entirely dictate it, but, like, again, using the, whenever, like, I encounter twinks using, like, a weapon or something like that repeatedly, then it kind of makes me feel like makes me, not because of social thing, but more like, it makes me, they ruined the weapon for me.
Mm. Like I do get where you're coming from, but it's just like, yeah, it's annoying, but people are going to be people, and eh, eh, and
Twinks aren't people. Dark Souls twinks aren't people. I
thank you.
realized how bad that sounded, so I had to rephrase that.
I admit I was thinking that like that could be misconstrued so badly. Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Um, the I in general I just it, it it's going to happen either way. So I just generally feel like, what's the like? Yeah, be annoyed that they decided to just like run to the end of the game and get that weapon, but equally, it's not going to stop me from using it because it might still be a cool weapon that I like, or it might just be or it might just be a fun weapon to play around with. Yada
I hear
yada.
you. Excuse me, and I'm not disagreeing with you. That was a strong yawn.
Indeed.
Anyways, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. However, there's something else I want to point out for you.
Mhm.
It the real thing that the real worst thing when you come across those bitches in Dark Souls
Mhm.
isn't just that. It's I feel based off how shit they are a lot of times in PvP. I'm convinced that they're not even good. I'm convinced that they just drop the weapon from one person to another to get it to their low level.
Mhm.
But
I'm sure
the
for some that is the case. Yes.
but the true thing that makes them bitch made is the fact that they'll also, with all these advantages, they'll still need to chug or they'll try and taunt and do shit.
Mhm.
At the
Like
risk of sounding like I got triggered, it's like, could you not be a bitch?
like yeah, it's one thing like, okay, yeah, they're going to drop this really strong weapon. Get this really strong weapon early game or yada yada. But it's also just like, you've done this, and yet you're still almost losing, or are losing.
Exactly.
Like, hell, in the in our first adventure, in the start of our adventuring into Blight Town, the guy just came in and like he plunged me, yes, but he didn't kill me. Hit, hit, and honestly, if I and honestly, it's entirely possible that if I had been thinking about it better, I probably could have killed him. I probably could have and would have killed him without that much more difficulty than I had up to that point.
That's
Which,
the real worst. That really is the real worst part. When, even with all their advantages, when they're still, like, sucking at the PvP aspect.
mm-hmm,
Or, you know, something else that's equally shitty? Something that I was reminded of.
hmm,
All the dipshits in Elden Ring who, even at level 200, aren't gonna level up their vigor. Like, they're so hell-bent on killing anyone or anything with one shot, and then they get hit by a fucking fireball, and when onlookers watch or whatever, they just go, oh, you cheesed him. It's like, I didn't cheese him. That guy was, that guy was made of,
wet
that guy
noodles.
was, I wasn't even gonna say wet noodles. I was gonna say, that guy was carrying a nuke in a fucking sandcastle. But even though it sounds funny, it also makes no fucking sense.
Or another way to put it would be something to the effects of, huh, I didn't cheese him. He cheesed himself by deciding to not you like uh, if you want to play in the big leagues, have big leagues health.
Seriously though, how the fuck are people still not leveling up? The fucking health.
Sometimes it. I think it's a mix of challenge and speedrunners showing that it can be done, and people just thinking, "Oh, it's just like this other game I played. If I just don't get hit, it'll be fine."
I'm not talking about them. They, the ones who are just starting the game, they have a perfectly reasonable, well, reason. I'm talking about the people who actually know what the fuck they're doing. The people who have been through shit before, and the ones who know better, who just decide, yeah, no, I don't need this. Even though I get killed from fucking mobs.
Hmm?
That's the people I'm referring to. People who seem to think that they're better than they actually are. Like I never understand why some people think it. I understand the concept of a glass cannon, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying the glass cannon excuse of not leveling up health, it's more reasonable at level 120 because of how ridiculously powerful Elden Ring shit is.
Yeah.
But once you're in the 200s, there's no reason not to have the soft cap in Vigor.
Mm.
Like, if, like, you can't even really do a proper quality build, per se, because of how many of the good weapons require you to invest in at least one other stat. Even if you don't use, for example, fate spells, you still are gonna need some investment for some of the fucking strength weapons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, once you're in 200, that's 50 fucking X. If you were only leveling up your strength, as an example, up until this point, and didn't even touch your vigor, that means that now that you've gone from 120 to 200, you have 60 fucking levels you can put into vigor, and then you still have another 20 for the goddamn stat of your choice, or for the throwaway stat that you just need to wield the damn weapon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a mage, you don't really. You just make it where you cast faster and everything. You don't need to be a glass cannon mage anymore, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why the fuck are people at 200?
It's illogical, but that's just the way some people are. Like,
Yeah, but I'm almost ready to lose sleep over it. It's like, if you're doing it for, like, if you're just, like, doing it for, like, legitimate challenge runs where you play through the game, then yeah, that makes sense. But when your goal is either to PvP or to just invade and troll them, it's like, you don't consider, hypothetically, this is a bad idea. Because since you find someone who's at 200, I'm just saying, it seems like everyone I ever watch or see do things at 200, except for Chase the Bro,
mm-hmm.
they always seem to have only like 30 or sometimes maybe very rarely 40 bigger.
Um,
And then, even though they can hypothetically one-shot someone, the guy who they fail to one-shot because they did level up their vigor, they're still able to one-shot them, the attacker, because the attacker's health is so low that max damage isn't necessary.
mm.
That's all I'm saying.
um, so the only thing I can suggest is just that it could be, just maybe could be that that it's related to things like Black Flame and all that, and Bleed, where it takes off a percentage of your health. So having a lower percentage means could be it'd be like the difference, but like this is a very very sketchy theory, but like whereas just having a lower amount of health might mean that they could theoretically survive and survive Black Flame easier, or Black Flame won't take off as much. Does that sound even halfway logical?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I'm still gonna say fair enough because, I mean, I'm too fixated on why they're doing it. Well, not why, but questioning, questioning why instead of actually figuring out why.
I mean, it could very easily just be like some sort of un some sort of rule that just made the circles, and it's just like if you're going this high level, just remain a glass cannon to make it fair on everyone else or something.
We both know the community does not do anything to be fair.
I know, but
They need to do better in that regard.
okay. I can finally deem my my Lighthouse side project 1/3 complete. Or well, the Lighthouse side project foundations 1/3 complete. This feels like a lot of work that I'm legitimately just doing so that I don't have to to swim swim to swim out of my base.
I did ask you what was wrong with you when you first told me your plan for a reason. At the same time, though, need something to do in Minecraft.
Hmm. I mean, that's what like like legitimately have the next side project I'm starting. I'm legitimately only starting it because I had the idea. Well, I'm not starting it right anytime soon, but I'm putting it on my I'm gonna start collecting resources and all that for it.
Hmm.
Like it just came, while I was watching the Great Christmas uh, uh, the Great Christmas Light fight with my family earlier. One of the contestants on the most recent episode had a house themed like Candyland. Or no, not a house. Their lights were Candyland themed.
Uh-huh.
And like it's like they went like above and beyond. Like it wasn't just they didn't just make it seem like Candyland. Like it was it was you could legitimately play Candyland on it. And like they're all dressed as like the liquor
Characters.
the licorice lord and all that. They're dressed as them, and they had giant plane or larger than normal playing cards, and it looked really good. And I just thought, like, they had this light up board for it too, or the path was lit up and was linked to the lights. And I thought, wouldn't it have been cool you could actually walk on the board rather than it just being like aluminum foil and shower curtains and lights? And that's kind of what started the project. I want to make Candy, I want to make a playable Candyland in survival Minecraft.
Hmm.
It's ambitious,
I don't disagree.
but if I do it, it will be quite fun. We can get you, we can get you, Tim. Lex would probably be willing to play. Um, if we can, we could get mom and we could get my mom and Ryan in on it. Hell, hell, if we could figure out a way to do it, I think Sylvia might even be willing to join.
Or at the very least, watch.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, how true to the original should I be? Like, do I just kind of basically make it, make it, and it would just be just like the original, or do I try and like spice it up, uh, in in unique ways, like
Considering the
make it
fact
longer
that
and all
it
that?
would be survival mode, that means that there would be fucking creepers that could potentially just show up. That already spices it up. Especially if we're honor bound to not leave a space unless we roll. Think of it like,
It's a card draw thing, but yes.
you know what I mean.
Uh huh.
By the
Yes.
way, uh, did, you know something? You awoken a old memory of mine.
Oh.
It's weird that they changed the way Candyland looked. At Like, they changed it like right while I was still in elementary school. Like, I remember up until like third or fourth grade,
Mhm.
because you know how a lot of times back in the 90s and early 2000s, how you still had those old ass projectors, you still had where for like winter shit where teachers would just like put out board games or shit like that for you to do.
Mhm.
I remember like from first up until like fourth,
Mhm.
the way Candyland looked was consistent, and the licorice dude, that's the key memory you unlocked for me. But when I was younger, he looked more malicious, as if he was supposed to be the villain.
I think he was supposed to be, or well, at least anti-hero, or like maybe not the main antagonist, but definitely like a problem in your adventures.
If anything, I'd say the chocolate monster thing
Yeah,
was.
he is the main antagonist, but yeah. Continue.
And then I just remember, like, one, like, I think it was still in fourth grade, might have been fifth. Suddenly, he looks friendly, and they kind of made him fat. It it's like they got rid of all the edge that
So
the mostly round and smooth Candyland had,
so I
and
will
made it rounder and smoother. Go on.
so I will say the people who did this whole Candyland project, they did use the original Lord Licorice.
Hmm.
Like he's thin, devilish mustache. Uh, uh, have a super edgy castle. They even did one of those Christmas trees that are just like all light, and it's just perched next to his castle and is just pure blood red.
Hmm.
I approve. So here's a thought. Do we, for the characters, for this Candyland project,
Mm-hmm.
do you reckon that we would be, do you reckon that we should just play it like like we're the kids? Or do you reckon it should be kind of played as if we're like some of the some of the people you would meet on the adventure?
Uh,
Because I kind of like the idea of just like uh, like one of us is just Lord Licorice or the fairies or not King Gumdrop, but like some of the less important characters.
I know you mentioned that you just got done watching this shit, but how the fuck do you remember all these characters?
Um,
Again, I acknowledge you already said that you've seen something, which
to be
explains entirely, but
to
I'm
be
still like,
fair,
how the
they didn't
fuck?
actually name any of the They didn't actually like they might have said it once at the start, but I barely remember that, and it's just archival memory from many years ago.
Jesus.
My memory shines through in odd ways at the best of times, or the oddest of times. Probably the oddest of times. That makes more sense for me.
Definitely honest.
Notification. Oh, you sent an image. What did you send? I'm gonna guess Vegeta? Yes, this is Vegeta.
What do you think?
uh, very cool. I do really like it. I have two thoughts. One,
The
uh,
yellow part of the knees, I don't know what the fuck that's coming from. I'm assuming it's just the lighting. Just want to clarify that, even if that's not one of the
it
things.
was
Go
one
on.
of the things. I, with his arms crossed like that, I can't get a good impression of how you've done the chest up.
I know. I'm sending you a second one. I'm just changing his moveset.
Mm-hmm.
I just, it's Vegeta. I had to include that.
Edgelord. Oh, yeah. Mm, God, this looks old school, which isn't a
Old
bad
school
thing.
is cool.
Like I've just done, I'm just doing the my to-do list is in the most classic way possible, or one of the most classic ways possible.
Hmm.
Uh, a wooden a wooden board with some logs either side, and I'm gonna put signs on it. The classics, man. Can't go wrong. Or well, it can, but it's harder to do. I'm still thinking of how I should, if I how I should do railings for my staircase. Because on one hand, because on one hand, I don't mind the unprotected look, On the other hand, if I'm rushing somewhere, I'm 100% going to run off the edge at some point. I'll probably, long term, I will probably spruce this area up a bit, but for the moment, I just need somewhere to put what I'm doing. I think really long term, I'll probably just have a book with a lectern on it that I use to record my tasks, but I don't really have the resources for either of those things. Hmm. Yeah, and I definitely know another thing that's definitely on my to-do list. Using my Could sworn I heard something. Using my source of no what? Oh yeah, using the lighthouse, using the lower part of it as just a massive storage room, so I can properly sort everything and have signs and make it look nice.
Mm-mm.
Because I'm definitely gonna need it. Just long term, it's better that I have it. Have just a massive storage room. uh, Than be like, okay, what am I? Uh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna leave my storage as is when it's across several different chests. Okay. Um, Lighthouse Foundation. Candy Land. Rock. Okay. The three big tasks I have right now. All of them big. Surprising me not a bit. Like I've just written down my three biggest tasks right now, and they're Candyland, the Lighthouse Foundations, and mining the center of my base down to bedrock. I mean, I only have like 70 more blocks. That's not too bad. Ish. I think I might, after I get this, my current area down to, bedrock, or I get the current area I'm working on now down to its new level, which I think is 31. I think I might, I think I might to try and just mine a small portion of it all the way down to bedrock, so I can hopefully find some diamonds, so that I can have a single pickaxe that I'm not going to be replacing every 5 minutes. Actually, notifications. Oh, cool. Fantasy Star just finished downloading. Updating, whatever. I'm not sure how interested people would be in watching that. Though I'm definitely getting some consistent viewers. Not many, but they're consistent, so I don't care. Like, just the fact that I'm getting viewers who actually want to watch the content I produce is really nice.
Uh-huh. I know I told you this already, but I really don't understand where the fuck that glow in that picture I sent is coming from.
Wait,
I really have no choice but to assume that it's because of the lighting.
actually, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you color those parts blue?
Yes.
Then I know exactly where it's coming from. Those are the build burning legs. When you're in the transform state, they change color.
I thought changing the glow would...
No, it's like it's like burning. No matter what, the backpack is going to give you a burning ring in a specific color.
Well, shit. And I can't even get rid of it. That's the worst part.
Mm,
I mean, I can, but then I lose the moveset.
yeah. Like, it's fine. Like, it's such a small detail. Like, no one's going to notice that. As
far as I'm concerned, it's just battle damage.
showing his knees, yeah. You know, I'm not sure if me deciding to just do a 5x5 is really a good... A 5x5 down to bedrock is much better, but at least there's going to be one area that I'm not... Like, I'm not going to have to mess with the walls, I'm not going to need to build a staircase or anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's easier on me than what I was doing.
Another thing I want to mention, even if you can't... Well, okay, you can see them. The reason why only the bottom part of his feet is white is because there's no way for me to change it to where
I got it, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I
I've
think
used build burning before too, but it's fine.
I know, but it just kind of bugs me because it was easier to get away with Raditz. I'm just making sure I selected the right moves.
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna finish this because I wouldn't get anything out of it.
Finish it how?
I just fired up the first level to test out the moves.
Uh,
And because it's all moves that I already had, it feels weird, like it's almost like I'm playing an N64 Dragon Ball game. Like the model for Vegeta, honest to God,
hmm.
feels like that.
Um, if I remember to, I might send you that Dragon Ball video before I go to bed. Just be that Dragon Ball Gundam Breaker video, just because it's the guy is making Super Saiyan Goku, so you might get an idea for Vegeta's hair with that. Because while I do like it, it doesn't feel as angular as it could possibly be. Which sounds stupid. You know, Lex might have been joking about just having a room full of llamas and camels, but I'm seriously thinking of doing that just because I seem to be collecting llamas. I mean, if I'm collecting them anyway. And hey, if I have a specific room where I store my llamas, that'll mean I don't have to deal with them crowding my entrance. I'm gonna need more signs. Okay. And hey, by putting it all down, it keeps it out of my head, which I think is a plus. You know, I've just had the realization that if I'm really going through with the llama room, I'm gonna need to start collecting sheep too. because I want to make it like a super luxurious llama room that's like with carpeted floors, maybe foldable blocks, like make it super luxurious. Mostly despite Lex, honestly.
I don't think it would spite her at all. I
She
think she would be greatly appeased.
she made the joke that it would be that if I made a llama and camel room, it would be like a dungeon. So I'm mostly doing it like if I'm doing a llama and camel room, I'm doing it like super luxurious, purely purely because she said it wouldn't be.
Okay.
Honestly, I know I'm underwater, but I'm more surprised than anything that that I haven't mined into a cave yet. Like I mined into the mine shaft, but that's not the same thing. And like, well, while it would be annoying mining into a cave because massive space, it would be it would mean that I had to do a lot less digging.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention did I mention my secondary plan for the lighthouse?
I don't recall.
Um, so right now, the foundation is just using normal glass so I can have like a viewing platform in there. But once I can find some amethyst, my intention is to replace the normal glass with with tinted glass you can make with amethyst.
Oh, yeah, you did mention that.
So that so that I can have like so it can be like perfectly dark outside of it, but well lit inside and just look cool. Did you send me a picture?
Yes,
Okay, I'll look at it in a second. Remember
that's
that
right, you will.
uh, like I don't get notifications when I'm in on when I'm streaming,
Fair.
or I don't see them. I like the look of him. It's very simple, but that but Vegeta's outfit is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can you guess which version of him I went with?
um, I would, based on the look, it's definitely at least Namek Saga, but it could be it could just as easily be uh basically any time he's in a battle outfit after that because his like it's definitely Namek Saga or later since that's when he removes the spikes from his shoulders.
So, is your guess Namek Saga then?
Since he wears basically the same outfit after that, yes.
Alright. So, the answer is, well, actually, it was in your favor. You could have said Namek, or you could have said Cell Saga. Because, as you said, that's when he wears the armor with the smaller shoulder guards. I mean, without the shoulder
Mm-hmm.
guards.
Like
I think Technically, I think we could say that it leans more towards Frieza Saga, but that's not really because I chose for it to be that way. That's more so just a matter of what we're allowed to get, what we're able to do with the Gundam parts we've got.
Hmm. Like, I do think like, my only two critiques about it are that the hair could be spikier. Yeah, or actually, that is my only critique, that the hair could be spikier.
Uh, Not necessarily.
Like, I'll send you the yeah, Dragon Ball video I was talking about because, again, Super Saiyan Goku, he has the spiky hair, and you could maybe use that as inspiration, maybe not, but it'll be something to think about. Um, but one thing I will say is I think you could easily turn that into it has into Dragon Ball Super Vegeta
Yeah, I could.
or Majin Vegeta,
I could do both of those.
since it's literally just a color change.
Honestly, I was originally gonna go with Scouter Vegeta. The real reason Majin Vegeta would actually be a little more difficult. Majin Vegeta doesn't wear the armor at all. He does wear the gloves and such, but effectively it means I'd have to find. I'd ha- It's also when he goes sleeveless for a little bit.
Mm. I was just thinking along the lines of how noticeable would, like, if you just turned the chest piece to the same color as the sleeves, how would it be noticeable that it's the same piece, really? Or would it just look like he's wearing a jumpsuit? Like that.
I would need to swap for a slimmer chest piece, that's what I'm saying.
Mm. I'm not
Because
necessarily sure that's the case, but your judgment. I mean, if I'm making it, if I do end up following your Dragon Ball trend, the only one I'm likely to end up doing is a Boo or a Majin, not necessarily Boo.
okay.
Like, I could see myself trying it on a Buhan or maybe a Majin 21. I mean, I guess technically Buhan would be easier since he uses most of, like, I could literally just give him the Kamehameha and be done with it.
You would also need to give him shot rain or shot barrage.
Still. Either way, my point is that uh, in all likelihood, Buhan would have an easier outfit to would have an easier move set to pull off.
True, but to a degree, once you have one Dragon Ball Z character, or a Dragon Ball character, I should say, you pretty much have them all, moveset wise, I mean.
Mm, like, I understand what you're saying, but like,
Everyone, like, has a beam attack, and everyone has some variation of shoot a bunch of ki blasts.
but what I was going to say is that, like, Majin 21, like, the my first thought of that is that most of her attacks are red and black.
Oh, you mean like Ah,
since I would be probably pulling from fighters.
you'd have to. It's her only appearance.
Technically, she appears in Legends, but yes. Actually, not technically. She appears in Legends as a playable character, but
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, she came from fighters. She has no, like, canon things, so it would be no different to how you gotta use whatever was established in whatever she appeared in. Like, we gotta do, like, as far as some characters, like, for example, Baby is concerned, we've seen what he looks like when he's toughelized Hyrudegon. And because GT was already not canon to the main timeline anyway, it's just one of those accepted things. Hell, one of the things that... Damn, that doesn't work either. One of the things that was, fuck. One of the things that they did in Super Dragon Ball Heroes
mm-hmm.
is there's a moment where where the villain summoned Omega Shenron from GT. Goku sees him, is confused, and then someone, I think it might have been Trunks, Xeno Trunks,
Mm-hmm.
it might have, I just know it wasn't Scott. Someone pointed out for Goku, because, you know, it's technically the Goku from Super, that Goku must have fought him in an alternate timeline.
Mm.
And like I said, we just kind of have to accept that. My point is, with 21, you do have to base her off of fighters. And everything is based off her initial appearance in fighters, because that's where she came from.
But what I
Like,
was meaning is that yes, she has the like her playable character in fighters has the black and red aura, but she might, but like since Legends has the good version and such, I might be able to use that to accept for a different color, for a different energy color palette.
ah.
It might be the same color palette, I don't know, but it would be something to look at.
I'm feeling a little baffled over here.
Hmm.
So, I've got the high Mega Cannon and the triple Mega Sonic Cannon. Like, I have where I can use those no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
without the right pieces equipped.
Yeah.
I could have sworn one of them was a blue or a purple, something of that nature, but they were both a yellow/greenish color.
Hmm.
Like, I'm probably wrong about it being yellow/green. It probably will turn out to be orange, but my point is, it definitely was a hot color rather than a cool color. Which is unfortunate, given that I'm trying to find something that works for that.
I mean, Vegeta has the final flash, so if it is yellow.
Yeah, but I do have something for the Final Flash already. That's the problem.
Uh,
I gave him the Sekiha Tenkyoken.
hmm.
Because, I mean, come on. It's yellow. He puts his hands together.
Fair enough.
The main reason why I'm so confused and concerned is because I know for a fact that I gave that I gave one of those moves to my Godzilla, and I could have sworn the color was correct. Or, you know, at least the right kind of temperature.
Mm.
That is a weird sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. If you don't mind waiting a minute, I'm probably going to be ending the Minecraft stream soon, so I can hop into Breakers to help.
Uh, I appreciate it, but it might not be necessary. You see, my friend, I'm currently going with the tried and true method of equipping a bunch of shit at once to figure out which one it is.
Hmm.
You don't think the burning part is somehow altering the color, do you?
I wouldn't put it past it, honestly. I don't think it is, but equally, I wouldn't bet against it. Hmm.
If I look at the recharge grade for the 4 moves I have equipped, they spell Kaba. I unintentionally put them in that order.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, did you send me the link to that video that you were talking about?
Not yet.
Okay. I was asking because I thought it would be really awkward if you sent it to me and I'd never looked. Hearing that you had not gone around to it because of your own activities is a lot better.
Hmm. Okay, chat. I'm gonna call it here. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you on the next stream. If you've enjoyed, like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, the usual content creator things. You don't need to, but I'd appreciate it. And probably call you out once I can actually look at who's subscribed to my channel, since I can't do that yet apparently. It's a thing. Have a good one. Bye.